So, today I thought I wanted to have a little bit of a good moment. So, Bo, tripwire duration before exploding. Why the hell would you nerf that? Attack blast radius. I am really sure that the attack blast radius, it is not 2 tiles. It is not. 2 tiles, if I'm correct, that is Brock. It is not to Buster slow-mo cooldown, yes. Utility belt cooldown, yes. Minimum range reduced, yeah. Unless these also implied a charge rate nerf, and unless that also nerfed the damage throughout the attack until the minimum range. Another buff for M's. Hypercharge now also slows down projectiles. That is a very weird thing to ask. And that reload speed, I like it. I actually feel like M's is sometimes really annoying. Like, I have seen M sometimes do really good work, but her reload is 2 seconds. I had no idea. Damn. Tara, range reduced, super damage reduced, healing shade star power replaced with revealing shade star power that reveals enemies for 7 seconds after they are hit by Tara super. That feels useless. Just use the vision gear. On top of that, you can just use the damaging shadow and get practically the same thing. Sandy, damage increased. Projectile speed increased, range increased, reload speed reduced, and Sweet Dreams gadget. Yeah, by 1 second that's not gonna do anything. Sandy with more range, more damage, and a faster projectile speed. That sounds like she would be honestly really strong. Pearl, now enabled to use Clown Pin. Supercharged damage reduced, not necessary. Shelly, attack spread from 30 degrees to 25 degrees. Is that how she used to be? I feel like that it is. Hypercharge multiplier, yes. Hypercharge needs a buff. Ruffs. Power up will now move towards any teammates. No, don't do that. Enemies will now also receive 70% less supercharge. No. As I said with Sam, don't change the charge rate of every single person just because you have a shield or for whatever reason. I guess it makes sense, but it is just no. Don't change every single charge rate in the game just because you have a shield. Shelly, hypercharge rate, it's not 40. I'm sorry, dude, it's 30. Damage buff, no. Don't increase the damage of hypercharge, I hate that. Band-aid from 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Maybe. Second star power from 2 seconds to 4 seconds of slow. Please don't do that. It used to be 4.5 seconds, and it was an eternity until you removed the slow, so no. What the hell? Okay, this guy has some issues with cold. So, damage reduced, super damage reduced, and hypercharge damage buff reduced. I understand, you're annoying at cold mains, but maybe if you dodge his attacks, you wouldn't think he would need that nerf, personally. Jesus, the nerfs didn't stop. First gadget cooldown from 11 seconds to 17 seconds, and the ammo recharge, yeah, he essentially would just kill cold. There is no way you have that much issue with cold. Like, Surge, attacks for super. No, you would never upgrade from level 1 and it would be annoying. Don't. Plus, this would also apply a nerf to the hypercharge, which is already really bad. Diamond 1 player, if I had to guess. Hank, when charging Bell, you can now heal but 70% slower. So let me get this straight. You think that Colt needs a nerf, but Hank needs a buff. What the hell? While being in the bush, he can charge his bow, but it's not visible until he's 60% ready. I can respect the second change, but the first one, no, don't do that. Chuck. Speed from fast to very fast. Health, oh, he put this at level 1 stats. So to 9,400. The damage buff wouldn't change anything. Super damage buff wouldn't change anything. Hypercharge buff wouldn't change anything. Yeah, none of these buffs would change anything. Would just be slightly more annoying at everything. Still C tier though. Both gadgets cool down to 11 seconds. Fourth boost is now base kit. And if Chuck hits an enemy with the super, he recharges. I'm pretty sure that recharge rate is already baseline. So yeah, Chuck would stay exactly the same after like 5 buffs, which is insane. Jesse, damage decay and main attack per bounce from 25%. Yes. Projectile speed after bounce. I don't know if that is completely removing the slow. Range of bounce to its main attack full range. So I agree with the two first buffs. Like, because the projectile gets slow, it gets really easy to dodge it. I don't know if increasing the projectile speed by 33% is the way to go. Maybe less, probably. The damage decay, I really like it. Feel like that is the way to go. Main attack full range also feels a bit too much. So maybe the second and third, not as much. Balance change for rare brawlers. Shelly is not a rare brawler. Health slightly increased, hypercharge rate good. Bull, yes, I agree with the stun gadget getting a massive cooldown nerf. Health increased, main attack reload speed, yeah, seems pretty reasonable. Hypercharge super now makes, yes! Why is no one talking about how Primo's hypercharge sucks? It's insane. I was so hyped for that hypercharge and then trash. The worst 5,000 gold I've ever spent it in my life, honestly. Second gadget cooldown, second sword power extra damage, and hypercharge rates, no. He doesn't need any of those. Like, if anything, the only one that I think needs a nerf is actually the first gadget. The first gadget, though, it is so annoying. It just offers way too much protection, especially if he's close to a wall. Okay, main attack damage slightly increased, good. First sword power healing slightly increased, and second sword power damage slightly increased as well. Wouldn't change anything. Just maybe the first sword power heal would be good, but I don't think it would change anything. Rose, the super damage reduction increased, and second gadget damage increased. Increase the second gadget damage, it's like, what? Increasing the gadget cooldown by 1 second, wouldn't change anything. But the super damage reduction by like 5% could be interesting, actually. Dynamite, second gadget now stun duration depends on how many sticks you hit. Yes, I've heard that idea before, and I actually agree with this. Maybe not 0.75 seconds, but 1 second if you hit 1, and 1.5 seconds if you hit 2. Rico, super damage and hypercharge damage multiplier. He does not need that insane nerfs. I know that he's annoying in some maps, but these would just kill him. Second star power, instead of dealing 20% more damage in first hit, it lasts 20% longer. Interesting. I still feel like the first star power would be better regardless. First gadget deals more damage, but longer cooldown. And second gadget, it also slows down for 2.5 seconds. Adding a slow onto a gadget is just such a deal. But I feel like because no one really uses it, because the first gadget shows it's just so fundamentally needed, I feel like these would be really good. Grief, attack damage, Jesus, that is a massive damage nerf. I mean, I hate Griff. I'm just gonna say it. I hate facing him, I hate playing him, I hate playing with him. It's just crazy, but he does not need that much nerfs. Maybe the super or the hypercharge, nerf the hypercharge damage. Shade, attack damage slightly nerfed, hypercharge damage multiplier, and speed. Well, I agree with the damage, not the speed. I agree with the hypercharge damage multiplier, not the speed, and not the damage. Shade was fine before the hypercharge, so Chuck rework. He now begins the match with 3 supers. Damage no longer decreases on how far the enemy is, unload 10% faster. Super damage, yeah, don't reduce the super damage by half. Don't do that. He has to maintain super button to keep moving on his track. Interesting. So I actually like that idea, so you just press it and can stop at any time. I feel like they should do that eventually. Super damage reduction, why are you nerfing the super? First gadget, he'll now eliminate all his foes, recovering a super for each one of them. Second gadget, cooldown drastically reduced. Every enemy within 4,000 radius of this foes will be slowed. Could work. Hypercharge Chuck super isn't consumed during the hypercharge duration, so he can dash back and forth. Yes, the damage will be increased. Yes, and will stay on the ground for 3 seconds. Yes, he also charges it over time. Yeah, I really like it because his hypercharge not charging over time sucks, but that he was not easy on the nerfs. So I think that he doesn't need any of the nerfs here, honestly. Although that damage decay, maybe also remove that as well. I just like the super rework, honestly. My list. That's a big list. Rosa. He put a description. Her super is increased to 4 seconds with her super damage reduction. On top of that, her hypercharge also spawns bushes. Spawning bushes is kinda... I mean, would just make her first gadget maybe a little bit better because you would have technically 2 of them. Reducing the shield, but increasing the duration is really good. Could be honestly kind of strong. I'm gonna get a lot of hate, very skilled. Marty's nerf, he's super healing. Nerfing the super healing. The thing is that I like that on one hand because it nerfs the hypercharge, but I don't like that because that nerfs his baseline super. So maybe just nerf the hypercharge bonus damage. Just an idea. Trunk, he's my favorite brawler, but sadly when his hypercharge will come, he will become broken. So yeah. His supercharge rate. Nah, his supercharge rate is already so messed up. Like, you need 4.01 attacks. So no, don't nerf Trunk for now. Nerf the hypercharge probably. Just saying. Too much damage. Then get close to her. It's very simple, honestly. Kaze. First gadget again. Nerfing the gadget's cooldown. Weird idea. No idea. First gadget now shoots 3 full rolls of coins more. Pretty sure you mean the second gadget, but yeah, I agree with this. Piper, max damage. I agree, the damage is annoying, but she doesn't need a nerf. She's fine as she is. Attack width plus 20% and hypercharge now lets him pass through walls at all times. I also agree with this one. It would be an interesting buff, honestly. Super dash range. Interesting. And it now can be aimed. Being aimed, I guess it makes sense when you increase the range of the dash, so I actually kind of like this buff. Except for the hypercharge. Probably nerf the hypercharge combined with this buff. Dynamite, second power damage nerfed. No. Kenji and Edgar lifesteal. What the hell? Still, from ammo 3 to 2. I guess it's a big nerf, but he cycles 2 supers too fast. That's because he plays well, whoever you're playing up against. Draco, normal damage. No, he has a crit point for a reason. Jesse, your projectile speed after bounce will remain normal. I would actually prefer just the damage decay being less, like I've seen on another comment, so yeah. Bow, reducing the damage. Not really needed. Angelo class changed to support. What the hell? Super can now give poison to allies' attacks as well. 50% of the normal damage. That's actually interesting. But that... Okay, attack damage drastically nerfed, super damage drastically nerfed, and attack range slightly nerfed. And hypercharge also makes his super radius 1 tile bigger. Interesting. I actually on one hand like that, but I feel like we already have a couple of brawlers that do that function, like Meeple, Finks, and I feel like this could be really toxic if you combine it with like Piper, Brock, Guz. So I like the idea, but it has way too much toxic potential. Rosa rework. This is a big rework. This brawl charge super when standing on bushes. Okay, like that. Damage needed charge super fully. I don't think that's how charge rate works, but okay. Okay. First wave damage to 900. Okay, so each wave deals more and more damage. Interesting. Reload speed from 1 second to 1.3 seconds and range increase. Supercharge per hit from 8.5 to 8%. That I actually feel like that is a nerf because Rosa has a bit of an issue reaching the enemies. So, like, if you make the first hit deal less damage, you're making Rosa more of a assassin or damage dealer counter, which doesn't really make sense to me because we already just have so much of that, honestly. Super duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds and damage reduction increased, but that is a very useless buff to the damage reduction. Her super can now be used are all times but will not have the what? Oh, okay. So depending on how much super you have, you gain damage reduction. I feel like for a rare brawler that is maybe a bit too much, but I could see these have for, I don't know, a ultra legendary, honestly. So ultra legendary Rosa could be something like this. I feel like you should just wait for the full super, honestly, regardless. And noobs would just complain like, oh, I used this super and I got no damage reduction. Yeah, just wait for the full super, honestly. I like the buff to the duration. I feel like she might have that eventually, but everything else, no. Fight from 13 seconds to 11 seconds. So these boosters charge 16% less super when... That is oddly specific, but okay. Unfriendly bushes now deal 1000 damage, Jesus. But the slow duration is drastically nerfed. Because Rosa most of the times has the speed gear, I understand. Plant life, more healing, don't think that's needed. Thorny gloves changed to speedy botanist. Rosa moves 15% faster. Ah, okay, that makes... Okay. I should have read the star powers first, because these actually kind of fixes what I was talking about, the 3 waves of punches. I could see that being a thing, but I just don't really like the thing of charging the super simply because we have bushes, because I feel like that would just make Rosa with the growing light gadget, especially because it got buffed, really busted. I think that's because he put the charge rate buff, actually nerf, on it. But because she also has the tank trait, I feel like that would be way too much, honestly. Mythic Gear super duration gets increased by 1 second. Solid Mythic Gear. Rosa now has an 8 tile radius around her. Anyone standing in a bush in that radius gets revealed and slowed and takes 550 times 4 damage over time, okay? The super effectiveness is also increased by 5%. I like it, but having even more shield feels very unfair. Like, I don't want a Rosa just to walk in my direction immortal. It feels too much, and because the radius, it's so massive, if they get slowed, it's buster. Like, this hypercharge would honestly break the game. Everything else makes sense, and I feel like honestly both star powers would be both pretty good. Colt. 15% more projectile speed. Another 15... Have I seen this before? I am pretty sure I have seen this somewhere before. Jesse, yeah. I'm having the massive deja vu. What? Shelly, projectiles from 5 to 6. Dangerous. Clancy, damage buffed in all stages. He does not need a damage buff on the 3rd stage. Edgar, damage increased from 1080 to 1320. Yeah, this guy wants Edgar to be used everywhere. If he also reloads 12%, if he deals that much damage, it's just insane, honestly. No. Carl, more damage. I don't think Carl needs more damage, because then this would also imply a damage buff to the first gadget, and I don't really want that. Ellie, unload speed, reload speed. I agree with all of these buffs, actually. Oh, I forgot the AMS buff. Speed buff from normal to fast. I feel like that is pretty fair, actually. Rosa. I don't want Rosa dealing more damage. Why do so many people want Rosa dealing more damage? She already deals 3000 damage per punch. You want her what? One shot a Frank? Jack HP increased. Yes. Barry heal increased. Not really necessary. 15% projectile speed on Cold would be dumb broken, because he would never really miss a shot. Again, people don't really understand how impactful a projectile speed buff is. Bam, unload 15% faster. I am having a crazy deja vu again. Jesse. Another crazy deja vu, but now the stats are just stronger. Okay, hypercharge reworks. I like hypercharge reworks. Chuck, trade supercharge time from 5 seconds. Jesus. Can now spawn unlimited posts. So Chuck would just go woo, all over the map. Woo. No. Steam clouds removed. So wait a second, you're saying that Chuck would only have the super as... That'd be funny, Charlie, spiders now spawn when Cuckoo breaks. No. Using first gadget no longer removes hypercharged spiders. No. Hypercharge rates decreased. Reasonable. Pearl, burning area now charges per Pearl's hit. Yes, I like that. Burning area now charges Pearl's super per damage tick. It doesn't charge for super? I'm pretty pretty sure he does, but I could be wrong. Hypercharge now breaks through walls, excluding unbreakable walls. Well, I sure hope so. Hypercharge duration slows by 75. Yeah, I like this idea. But just imagine using the 90 super just to break the entire map. That could be... I mean, it's a Hypercharge super, so I guess it makes sense. It's an interesting idea. Squeak, super travels 25% faster, bombs explode 10% faster. I don't know if this is the Hypercharge or the regular super, but neither one of these ability bonus are needed. Miko, Hypercharge duration slows by 75% at using the super. Yes. Miko jumps into the air faster. Hypercharge rate decreased from 2 supers to 2.2 supers. I don't know why 2.2 supers. It's 45%. Yeah, never mind. It's 2.2 supers. One more attack to get the hypercharge. What does it really change, honestly? Super projectiles increased. Okay, first of all, his super does not have 6 projectiles. It has 12, technically. But okay. Super now sets enemies on fire. No. If I understand where you're going, but just buff the charge rates. That's simple. Shelly fires an extra super. No! Hell! No. Fires 3 main attacks in super direction. What is these? Do you want Shelly to one-shot everything in front of her? No. Knockback and spray activates more times. Yeah, okay, I have suggested this idea before, but that was before I think the Hypercharge got the rate buff and Ems got the 3 buffs that she received. But I feel like it would actually be too much right now. She just deals a lot of damage. She has the potential to deal a lot of damage, I mean. And having 3 knockbacks just be so annoying. Like, just imagine you're trying to run away from someone who's faster than you, and they're just knocking you back, kind of stunning you and spraying you, killing you. Like, that is too much, honestly. Super now stuns each enemy per enemy pulled. Interesting. So yeah, that's actually a decent idea. Enemies pulled have ammo taken away. I actually like this idea because I never see a Jean using the Hypercharge. Really, like, Jean Hypercharge has got to be one of the most forgotten Hypercharges in the game, honestly. Because it's not awful, but it's not good. People just forget about it. It's insane. Buffs. Ally reload. Yes. Lumi HP, but projectile speed. Really? Out of everything you want to nerf that? Tank trait added. Don't know if I really want that, because, I mean, we already have so many brawls with the tank traits. I want something different, honestly, and Trunk should be that something different. BB, bubble damage increased. Oh, and Trunk would also have a slight damage increase. Not needed. Bubble damage increase wouldn't change anything. Still hypercharge rates, I agree, but I would also like a damage nerf to the hypercharge. Melody damage increase. This is like the smallest damage buff I've ever seen in my life. Like 10 damage, whoop, would change everything. Lola damage per projectile, even more. Jesus. But people don't use Lola, so I guess that's fine. Maisie more range. Damage increase, that is a massive damage increase. And projectile, no, don't buff the projectile speed. You can sometimes kind of run away, but if the projectile is faster, it's gonna be really tricky. Unless that meant less guided effect. If that means less guided, then it's a good trade-off. But if it doesn't, don't. Edgar, damage increase. This is a weird damage amount, and I think they cannot pull that off, but okay. A lot of damage buff. Fang, attack damage increased, and the shoe as well. Fang actually originally dealt 2,800 damage. They could revert it, honestly. I feel like that's completely fine. And the shoe damage wouldn't do anything. Jaeyoung, attack width. Actually, I agree with this. If there is one thing, I actually completely forgot about this till now. If there is one thing that I hate about Jaeyoung, it is his attack is so fast. I swear to God. It is so easy to hit over walls. It's just a bit too much, honestly. Damage party. Think center damage, outer damage. Doesn't really need it, honestly. Kaze damage, Geisha crit damage. Doesn't really need. I mean, maybe a little bit. But yeah. Cookie pooper damage. So now deals half the damage. The gadget would become useless. Very hard to kill whoever the hell it is with just that little to no damage. Crow, stop nerfing his HP. B charge shot doesn't need a nerf. Oh, but buffing her HP as well. And finally, Grief super damage. I like that. I like that nerf. Whew, it's relieving to know that at least we finish with a decent change. Yeah, super damage slightly reduced. I agree with that. I agree with that. God. And here we have every single balance change that I have seen on my Discord server. I hope you enjoyed this different type of video. If you want to participate in more videos like this, join the Discord server, link in the description, and I'll see you all on the next video.